Hey, Boys and Girls Clubs of Boston. It's Georgia here from the Jordan Club and the Performing Arts Director. And today I thought I would teach you a little bit about ballet. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you 5 different pictures. In these pictures, professional ballerinas and male dancers are doing these incredible poses. And I'll teach you a little bit about what the pose is. And then I'll show you some stretches and exercises to see if you can get to that pose too. And after you do the stretches and exercises, maybe you can try taking a picture in that pose, send it in to us, and see how close you get to the professional dancers. So that's a male dancer doing what we call an arabesque. So all of the words and the terms in ballet are in French because that's where ballet originated. An arabesque, as you can see, is a lift of the legs. So what's needed for this is really a lot of leg strength, a lot of core strength, but especially a lot of back strength. So I just think it's important if you want to have a nice arabesque to do. Oh, my cat's already doing it with me. A nice cobra stretch to arch your back. You can kind of wiggle around a little, and then a nice child's pose so you can bring your knees in under you. Pop your head down and just stretch, stretch, stretch. The best way, I think, to work on your splits is to practice every day. I know I probably sound like a broken record, but you really do have to practice every day, stretch every day. But my favorite stretches to do to get my splits when I was dancing professionally, a good lunge is always great, right? So you can do it on your right leg and your left leg. So a nice lunge, making sure that your knees are over your toes, and that's a nice 90-degree angle. It's also helpful to put your knee down, and you should feel a big stretch in the front of your hip. And you can kind of stretch backwards to get your hamstring, which is the back of your leg. And rock forward again into a nice stretch. It's called a passe. What she's doing with her legs. Passe is, again, French. It means to pass or pass through. So that passe, that where she has her foot to her knee, that's used in ballet. That position is moved a lot in transitions and in moving in dance. But the biggest thing about a passe is that your hips are nice and open and stretched, and the best thing to do for that is a nice butterfly. So you bring the bottom of your feet together. Another nice thing to do is to bring your forehead down to your feet to get a nice stretch in the back and in the outside of the hips. And that's how to get a great passe. Woo, there's a lot going on in this picture too. She's not in a specific pose that I would say has a name for ballet. I think one of the biggest things though, she needs ankle strength. She's in what we call in ballet a releve. So she is on her tippy toes. So for that, she needs a lot of strength in her lower legs and her calves and her ankles. Without a ballet bar, obviously, I just like to use my radiator. And you can stand with your feet together, nice and turned in like that. And the best way really is to just do heel raises or releves as we call it in ballet. And you might do 10 on all in a row and then take a little break and then do 10 more. That is a ballet lift. There are lots of different lifts. Generally, the male identifying dancers will lift the female identifying dancers in traditional ballet. So the male dancers have to be so strong, right? Because they have to lift a full-grown woman above their head. So most of the time, male dancers will really work on their abs, their tummy muscles by doing crunches and things like that. And also it's really important that their arms are nice and strong so that they can lift. So things like push-ups, which I hope you've been doing for the push-up challenge. Push-ups are super, super important for male dancers so that they're prepared to make those beautiful lifts. So I hope you learned something fun and new about ballet today. I encourage you to use the stretches I talked about before to really practice and see if you can make shapes like the professional ballerinas and male dancers in the pictures.